Coming up tonight on YCU News, Vermont is the nation's first state to determine health insurance costs under the Affordable Care Act. 10 Claremont residents seek appointment for 2 Council Claremont City seats. We hear from U.S. Senate hopeful Jim Rubens.
Now, your daily digest of the Dartmouth Lake Sunapee region and central Vermont. News, sports, weather, public affairs, and all that's happening in our area. The news on YCU, your local view.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us for the Friday edition of YCU News. I'm Ashley Perkins. The Wheelabrator Incinerator plant on Grimson Lane in Claremont will close at the end of September for financial reasons, the company reported earlier this week. While environmentalists may be pleased by the news, the closure means employees at its Claremont plant will lose their jobs. Money the city collected for the water that the plant used will be lost. That's about $240,000 in lost revenue for Claremont. City Manager Guy Santagate told the Valley News that the company will continue to pay about $275,000 in business taxes. Says Santagate, they will continue to pay the taxes, but the water use will go away. He said, it is not a small thing for the city, but the worst part is people losing their jobs. That is tough. Determining where the cities and towns who relied on the plant for household waste collection will be the next task. Wheelabrator's Claremont plant operated for nearly 27 years, a company press release notes. 200 tons of trash each day was converted from waste to rubbish, then to electric energy. This energy was returned to the electric grid that we rely on each day. The Claremont site began operating in the late 1980s. Since then, a vocal group of residents in Vermont and New Hampshire have raised concerns about the health impacts on citizens because of the plant's operation. It remains to be seen whether an appeal before the Department of Environmental Services challenging Wheelabrator's permit to continue operating in Claremont will be withdrawn. Resident and business owners across the country may be looking to Vermont for help in determining health insurance rates under the Affordable Care Act. That's because Vermont is the first state to complete this task. Vermont residents can choose from 18 different health insurance plans, as offered by 2 insurance companies, MVP, Blue Cross, and Blue Shield. Coverage under whatever plan a person chooses is effective January 1st. Vermont Health Connect is the exchange, or the state's one-stop shopping center, to choose and purchase health insurance. Vermont Director of Healthcare Reform Robin Lunge said, "So there's no guesswork about the services that are covered. Really what the choices provide are a range of options around how much you pay when you see the doctor versus what you pay in your monthly premium." Vermonters can check out the plan on the website healthconnect.vermont.gov. An architect working on Stevens High School renovation gave committee members good news on Wednesday. The school district will save about $700,000 because upgrades to the school's front entry will be deemed modifications and not additions. Modifications to the entryway will bring structure into compliance with the Americans with Disabilities Act. High School Renovation Committee President David Putnam told fellow panel members, "We've saved at least 2 months in time and a lot of money." Banwell Architects partner Ingrid Nichols said the entryway was examined by the state fire marshal, Claremont's building inspector, and a fire department leader. Claremont Citizen of the Year and former school board member Charlene Lovett is one of 8 candidates seeking appointment to the at-large seat on the City Council, reports the Eagle Times. Lovett joins the race for the seat unexpectedly vacated by City Councilor Tom Burnham. Burnham shortly before the public session of the Council's July 10th meeting began. The at-large council post represents the interests of residents in all of the city's 3 wards. Opposing Lovett are John Hamill, Reginald Johnson, John Kitten, Susan Moore, Robert Picard, John Simmons, and Joel Tremblay. 2 residents seek nomination to represent Ward 1. Frances Guthier and Caroline Toll will interview for the seat left vacant by former Ward 1 City Councilor Victor Bergeron. Bergeron's fellow councilors elected him to be assistant mayor last month when former Assistant Mayor Andy Austin resigned from that post. All candidates will be interviewed beginning at 6:30 p.m. on August 20th in City Council chambers. How do you balance safety with privacy? That's the question Vermont Senator Patrick Leahy is asking. Leaks of sensitive information by former National Security Agency contractor Edward Snowden to the London, England newspaper The Guardian continue to rankle Americans. Leahy is chairman of the U.S. Judiciary Committee, the panel that is examining how the leaks happened. Snowden's leak also exposed to the U.S. citizens that the government tracks their phone calls. Leahy referred to terrorists who may want to harm Americans, such as in the September 11, 2001 attacks. Leahy made his remarks during an on-air interview yesterday with Vermont Public Radio. He noted the need to protect American safety following the 9/11 terrorist attacks. Even so, he explained infringing on U.S. citizens' privacy rights is not the way to keep the country free from attack. Leahy said to spy on law-abiding Americans is to lose the war on terror. Leahy said, "Let's not let terrorists win of the way through by restricting the things that make us Americans." In an effort to reduce crashes and remove impaired drivers from Vermont highways, the Vermont State Police are participating in Operation Sober Summer. The traffic focus will include saturation patrols and checkpoints in high-crash areas throughout the state. Drivers operating vehicles aggressively on the roads, long or short, will be targeted too. When YCU News returns, we'll hear from Kearsarge Chronicle's Lynn Solomon as she learns about Pine's Restaurant.
The YCU News continues in a moment.